Political culture is defined by the International Encyclopedia of the Social Sciences as the set of attitudes, beliefs and sentiments that give order and meaning to a political process and which provide the underlying assumptions and rules that govern behavior in the political system. It encompasses both the political ideals and operating norms of a polity. Political culture is thus the manifestation of the psychological and subjective dimensions of politics. A political culture is the product of both the history of a political system and the histories of the members. Thus it is rooted equally in public events and private experience. Conceptions. In 1963, two Americans, Gabriel Armand and Sidney Verba, outlined three pure types of political culture that can combine to create civic culture. These three key features expressed by both men were composed to establish a link between the public and the government. The first of these features is deference, which considers the concepts of respect, acknowledgement of inferiority, or superiority, and authority in society. The second key feature is consensus, which represents the key link between government and public agreement and appeasement. Support for appeasement may not always be shared by the whole nation, but as a whole people agree to sustain it, meaning it is a common agreement. There are various examples of consensus in British political culture: how we are governed as a whole, consensus regarding the welfare state, agreement as to who acts as head of state, and with what powers. The third feature of British political culture is homogeneity. Church attendance as a whole is decreasing. Sections of the Scottish and Welsh populations have called for independence. Political philosophy. The term political culture was brought into political science to promote the American political system. The concept was used by Gabriel Armand in the late 50s, and outlined in the civic culture, but was soon opposed by two European political scientists, Gerard Lambruch and Irene Leipart. Lambruch analyzed politics in Switzerland and Austria and Leipart analyzed politics in Netherlands. Both argued that there are political systems that are more stable than the one in the USA. Categories. Different typologies of political culture have been proposed. According to political scientist William S. Stewart, all political behavior can be explained as participating in one or more of 8 political cultures: anarchism, oligarchy, Tory corporatism, fascism, classical liberalism, radical liberalism, democratic socialism, and Leninist socialism. Societies that exemplify each of these cultures have existed historically. Gabriel Armand and Sidney Verba in the civic culture outlined 3 pure types of political culture based on level and type of political participation and the nature of people's attitudes toward politics: parochial, where citizens are only remotely aware of the presence of central government, and live their lives near enough regardless of the decisions taken by the state; distant and unaware of political phenomena. They have neither knowledge nor interest in politics. This type of political culture is in general congruent with a traditional political structure. Subject, where citizens are aware of central government, and are heavily subjected to its decisions with little scope for dissent. The individual is aware of politics, its actors and institutions. It is effectively oriented towards politics, yet he is on the downward flow side of the politics. In general congruent with a centralized authoritarian structure. Participant, citizens are able to influence the government in various ways and they are affected by it. The individual is oriented towards the system as a whole, to both the political and administrative structures and processes. In general congruent with a democratic political structure. Armand and Verba wrote that these types of political culture can combine to create the civic culture, which mixes the best elements of each. Irene Leipart wrote that there are different classifications of political culture: first classification, mass political culture, elite political culture. Second classification, coalitional, contradictive. Leipart also classified the structure of society: homogeneous, heterogeneous. Other definitions: Maria Eugenia Vazquez Semedini defines political culture as the set of discourses and symbolic practices by means of which both individuals and groups articulate their relationship to power, elaborate their political demands and put them at stake. See also: Political culture of Canada, Political culture of Germany, Political culture of the United Kingdom. References Further reading. Template, Indian culture.